It helps if I turn the motherfucker up, doesn't it? Hey, look. Now you can hear me. Because I twisted the knob on the soundboard clockwise, and now you can hear me. So what's going on? How we doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I had to get my groove on. Cool. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Spicy Dan. So yeah, I had to get my groove on. I couldn't help myself. I'm in a good mood because I'm feeling better. I'm not sick anymore. Back up in this bitch with y'all. I'm stoked. And there's actually shit to talk about. Really stoked. I feel a bit refreshed, honestly. You're watching Thunderbolts tomorrow? Well, potential spoiler warning, Brooke. I'm gonna talk about Thunderbolts fairly early. I'm gonna start by talking about DC, get that out of the way. Because even though it's fun to mock DC, it also gets old kind of quick, sort of, sometimes. A little bit. So, Delta Dan. So who all's up in this bitch, man? How are we all doing? Our boy, Spicy Dan. Rob, hey everyone, we have Strep. And oh, damn, bro. That sucked balls. I hope everyone feels better. I love y'all. All the good vibes. Send the good vibes to the Napleses and their fucked up throats, chat. And Brooke's up in here. What up, Brooke? What up, Delta Dan? It is good to see all y'all again. It really, really is. Kinda. Brooke, I'll say kinda, but it's executed so well. Is all I'm gonna say about that. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about some stuff. There might be a couple minor spoilers, but I'm gonna try and stay vague when we get to that point. But it's gonna be a minute till we get to that point. Well, not that long. Anyway, how are you guys doing, chat? Talk to me. Kids and wife gone this weekend. Been nerding out like a motherfucker. Aw, shit. All right, Delta Dan. Okay, now I can ask, since Spicy Dan reminded me I had to twist my knob. Pause. Oh, your wife's hand? Oh, okay. See, okay, so I'm confused. Who's hurt? Is it you or the wife? Now I gotta scroll. And for today. Okay, so it is your wife's hand. Okay, well, you're lucky, because I was going to make a joke if it was yours. Wife had surgery. Oh, shit. Well, I hope she's recovering as well as she possibly can with as little pain as possible and as quickly as possible. Send vibes Spicy Dan's way as well, chat. Well, his wife's way. Fuck it. Hit the whole family. But, like, not Emperor style, but good style. Okay, maybe this way. Yeah. You know, I'll be like the Emperor. You know? Okay, so I have to know. It's been brought up that the quality of my microphone lately has been ass. And I apologize for that. But as I thought I was saying, until Spicy Dan was kind enough to point out that I wasn't saying shit that you could hear. What up, Brennan? Mrs. Chillin' in her magnificence and greatness and awesomeness and amazingness, among all kinds of other necessities. Just being inexplicably, awesomely badass. Provided me with this new microphone. Can y'all read that name? I suck at it. I really suck at it. Can y'all read this name, though? Could y'all read that? Here. It says this. That's what that says. So, yeah, she surprised me with this motherfucker. I was wanting to debut it on Wednesday. I've had it since Sunday, motherfucker. But yeah, so I'm hoping. Is there a difference? Do you guys hear a difference? Do I sound better? Because I played back a couple of videos and then I recorded some shit after I got this hooked up, and I'm pretty sure I heard a difference. But I want to know what you guys think. I need to know what you guys think. Because if daughter hit the buttons, that's quite all right, man. But like real talk, even the first message she sent, since in an adult chat, it still could have made sense. Like, you know, and for game over, it would have worked. But yeah, how, do I sound okay when I'm not being that stupid? Is the audio better? I know I kind of sound like Josh right now, but I have this magnificently awesome mic. I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear a fucking difference. So yay or nay? How we doing? Am I still coming in a bit hot? I can turn the volume down. You ain't started drinking? Neither have I. Sounds better, but still sounds like it's coming through a pillow. Audio's much better, louder and more clear. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna try something that ended up being kind of fucked last time. But let's see what happens. Alright, now, remember what this sounds like? I'm gonna click something, and then we're gonna speak again. And then once we get through this, then we'll actually get into, like, the planned subject, as it were. Sounds like a better pillow. That's what he said. Alright. Okay, so think about this quality. Give me a second. I'm going to click this button, and then tell me if music's a bit loud. Did I? Oh, whoops. I forgot I didn't turn it down. Thank you. Alright, so tell me how it sounds now compared to after I click this button. So when I speak again, I need to know if you hear a difference and if it's a good or a bad difference. Okay, I have now clicked the button. How we doing? Was it better before the button or after the button? I feel like an optometrist. A or B? 1 or 2? I mean, obviously I have a fair amount of experience with the optometrist. Worse this way? Okay. I was afraid of that. All right. All right. I clicked the button back. Thank you, Darboyd. I appreciate your help. I appreciate all your help, chat. You guys are the shiznit. Welcome, Break Yourself. Don't recall seeing you in here before. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, though, real quick. There's like 3 buttons right here. First option was better. I'm back on option 1. One is through pillow, and the second is robotic. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what that tells me? I need a new goddamn soundboard. That's what that tells me. So, where was I? Yes. Anyway, break yourself. If you'd be so kind as to hit these buttons that are right here, the thumbs up one and subscribe one, and then hit the bell, that'd be really sweet. I'd appreciate that a lot. Yeah, just hit them and just help me convince YouTube that, like, I'm cool. I mean, basically, you're helping promote a lie and pure propaganda. Soupy! Thunderbolts was so flarking peak. It was pretty good. Yeah, howdy, break yourself. Break yourself. Actually, I kind of like that handle. I really do. Um, yeah, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Manage your audio just with Windows. My old mic sounded very 16-bitish. Thank you, Delta Dan. Hey, YouTube, he's cool. So, yes. Welcome, Break Y'all Phil. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you enjoy your time here. In chat, thank you once again for helping me analyze my audio. I appreciate that a lot. I'm glad it's at least an improvement. I've managed to find a thinner pillow, I guess. Spicy Dan, is that what it is? I've gone from like foam to down. Can't get anything. You haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, Brennan? It's good. I will be talking about it in a little while. I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible, but I may slip. You know, there's little tidbits I got to talk about, and I know most of Chad has seen it so far. So, but I'll give you warning. I will give you warning. Oh, there it is. Delta Dan getting it started. Boop. Fireball. We doing pillow talk before drinks? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. All right. There we go. All good either way? All right, cool. Yep. Tomorrow is May the 4th. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. Actually, Brooke, thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, chat. Question. As Brooke mentioned, tomorrow is May the 4th, which also means that Tales of the Underworld is dropping tomorrow. I'm pretty sure in its entirety. Thank you, Soupy. Oh, you're a pillow guy. You're not hating? Yeah, and pillows come in handy. In a wide variety of situations. Okay, so tomorrow, May the 4th, Tales of the Underworld drops. I'm pretty sure all 6 episodes. So, question. 6 p.m. Pacific. So it's not dropping till 9 p.m. tomorrow night Eastern. Fucking bitches. You have too expensive, but dude, a quality pillow is not to be on actually what I should say is the sleep a quality pillow can contribute to is not to be underestimated. The comfort as well. You're guessing? Okay. Well, anyway, at some point tomorrow, that motherfucking shit drops. And my question to you guys is, it's 6 episodes, probably right around 20 minutes each. So, you know, there'll be 3 Asajj episodes. There'll be 3 Cad Bane episodes. So basically we're looking at, you know, an hour per arc-ish. Question. Do we want to watch those as a community? You really like the Tales of series, Break Yourself? I love Tales of the Jedi. I was not impressed with Tales of the Empire. I really thought the Barasafi arc was lame. The, what's her fuzz? What's her damn name? From Ahsoka. I can remember the actress's name is Diana Lee Inosanto. Like, somehow related to Bruce Lee. Oh, you watched those that dropped with Fortnite last night? How were they? And what were they? Were they Asajj? Were they Cad Bane? Was it one of each? Relative to the rest of the Disney catalog? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. travel a lot and also bring your own pillow. Dude, I don't blame you. I mean, not just for comfort, but for like, cleanliness and shit. But so here's the thing. Okay. A, do we want to watch that shit as a community? B, do we want to do one arc? Do we want to do both arcs Tuesday night? Like, do we want to just bang out all 6, start at like 8:30? Watch a couple hours of Tales of the Underworld, talk about it a little bit and call it a night? Or do we want to split the arcs? Watch, like, say, Cad Bane's arc Tuesday, Asaja's arc Thursday. Although the more I'm talking about, the more I think I just want to bang it all out in one night, start at like 8:30 on Tuesday. What do you guys think? You want to start like 8:30 on Tuesday? Watch all 6 episodes of that shit? Because, honestly, I feel like Tales of the Underworld is going to be like is going to be a bit of a comeback from Tales of the Empire. For me, at least, probably. I anticipate that. Mostly because Asajj Ventress is dope and Cad Bane is dope, at least for this guy. One night's easier? Okay. Tuesday seems appropriate? Okay. Ventress. Oh, you got to see 2 episodes of Ventress? Were they dope? I mean, if you can't make it, dude, it's not... And the community will back me up. The community will back me up on this one. Here's what I say. I always appreciate any time you are willing to spend here, but I will never be mad if you have to life. Because I didn't stream Wednesday because I got lifed by illness. So, like, life will life. Life will life, my guy. I'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it when you can make it, and if life is lifing you out and not making it, I will never blame that. I will never blame you for that, or be upset, or even like remotely twitchy about it at all. Because I understand life be lifing. I am always satisfied with when you can. Could watch them now. Just log into Fortnite. Oh, that would only be 2 of them, and I'm greedy, and I want the whole goddamn arc at once. All right, so have we agreed? Tuesday night, 8:30? Tales of the Underworld watch party? Even if they release them out of order, we will watch them in the, like, condensed arcs. Like, say they do, like, what they did with Tales of the Jedi, and, like, what we get, like, 2 Dooku episodes, an Ahsoka episode, a Dooku episode, and then 2 Ahsoka episodes, or some shit like that. See, if they release a goofball like that, the way I plan on watching them is whichever person is first, we're going to watch that arc, and then we'll watch the other person's arc. Or maybe I'll just be like, I want to watch Cad's first and Asajj's second. I don't know. But either way, I don't care what goofball order they may be released in. We're watching them in character clusters. Yeah. I have spoken. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, that's what I wanted. I knew I was forgetting something. That'll probably pull that shit right up. God damn it. Okay. All right. Delta Dan says, I wasn't expecting it. Oh, okay. I haven't played Fortnite in years. I made my character sit down at a Fortnite theater and watch them. I thought they were good. Spoiler, but there's another kid Jedi. Yeah, well, that was they actually, I'm pretty sure we saw that in the trailer. Anyway. I'm pretty sure we saw that in the trailer. Yeah. Is it a... And you know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. So. Y'all remember that when that first Superman leak came out? Oh, you didn't see the trailer? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing her guarding a kid and the kid having a lightsaber or doing something Force-like. I don't know. I feel like I saw that. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Yeah, so y'all remember that first one where James Gunn is doing that humongous retcon to the Kryptonians and basically turning them into Saiyans or Viltrumites or whatever? You know, Jor-El sent Kal-El here to conquer for the Kryptonian Empire. Y'all remember that leak? That Josh's source says is true? You remember? Well, I know it's been talked about, but like I said, I was sick Wednesday, so there's been another. There's another. And for me, like, turning Kryptonians into Viltrumites is bad enough. Or Saiyans. Whatever your preference. I don't care. I've never watched Dragon Ball. So... And I have watched Invincible, so for me it's more Viltrumitish than Saiyan. I only know it's Saiyan because people with knowledge have said it's a Saiyan thing. Before it was a Viltrumite thing. So, but I have recency and I'm biased by recency and lack of knowledge. So it's Viltrumite for me. Still don't know how you feel about that leak, Darboy. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. Not a fan. However, there's another. Oh, sweet Jesus, there's another. Stand ready for my arrival, Wham. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of changing up Jor-El or the Kryptonians, or at least, most of the Kryptonians in general. I mean, Zod can still be a dick. I mean, he's always been a dick. He can stay a dick, along with his dick followers. Dick followers. Does that include Campia? Anyway. Yeah, I'm getting there, Brennan. I'm getting there. So, yeah, I mean, obviously not all Kryptonians are cool. Or, good people, as it were. But, yeah, changing the entire, race into a bunch of conquerors instead of being at least reasonably benevolent. Yes, exactly, Brennan. Yeah. Not a fan. That's all I got to say about that one. Again, for the 20th time, I'm not a fan. But now there's this new one, sweet Jesus. Oh, chat. I know some of you are very much aware of this, but maybe some of you aren't. And for those that already are, just in case any detail had faded, here we go. This is, I'm not sure where this one, but to quote the entire thing, even though the leak kind of starts here, or right down here, it says, "Bruh, what the fuck? James Gunn's revenge on the internet? A bizarre and rumored plot for James Gunn's Superman has surfaced online, which claims the Man of Steel gets dragged into the world of cancel culture. In the leak, it's claimed that James Gunn sets up Superman to be battered by social media hate, which apparently makes the Man of Steel feel sad. No, we're not joking. It's further claimed that James Gunn uses a hashtag supershit in the movie, which trends and damages Superman's image. Excuse me. But the real twist, Lex Luthor is behind it all, using an army of mutant monkeys at keyboards to flood and troll the internet and tear Superman down. Um, um, I mean, hashtag super shit's on the nose so far as that leak is concerned. Let me ask you all something, chat. Let me ask you something. Y'all remember this show on Disney Plus under the Marvel banner called She-Hulk? Y'all remember that show? Y'all remember one of the big mistakes that show made? Y'all remember when She-Hulk fucked around and found out when they purposefully and aggressively trolled the trolls? Y'all remember how that went? Because I do. I remember how that went. And while I admit I personally found the idea funny, just me, as as a part of a show that yeah, bad idea. Horrifically bad idea. And the show suffered for it. There's a lot. Someone's someone's kid has the phone again. You watched She-Hulk way after, so nope. Okay, well, the part where they were trolling the trolls online, like that whole that whole group that was trying to steal her blood was basically supposed to be a bunch of who's that personally I detest, but anyway, the trolling of the trolls in She-Hulk was way too on the nose. Hilarious to me, but way too on the nose, and the show suffered for that amongst other things. But that was definitely something that caused a fucking ruckus. This is nuts. Like, there's She-Hulk level of trolling the trolls, but then there's that's at least in a C tier character Disney Plus show. This is in goddamn Superman. Hashtag super shit. And the icing on the cake, he's not using AI bots. He's using a fucking army of mutant monkeys literally at keyboards. Like the cat in the meme. What the fuck? Like what the actual fuck? And I was like, I can buy this because James Gunn is the guy that would do that stupid shit. He would. I know a lot of people respect him and his movie making, and he has made some good movies. But he has also made The Suicide Squad, which is DC's Love and Thunder. I can totally see that dumbass doing some shit like this. Like that's not far fetched. I will admit, the first time I read this leak, like so far as like stirring the social media pot as part of the plot, I can totally see that. At first, the part that I was like, I don't even know about this. The mutant monkeys at the keyboards thing. First time I read this leak, I was like, that part kind of makes the rest of the leak less believable. The first part, quite believable. I could totally see James Gunn doing some shit like that. The mutant monkey thing, I was like, I don't know about this shit. But it's persisted. And then Josh's evidently reliable source says this is just as real as the Jor-El thing. Now, that's still no guarantee that either of them is true. But on the side of that, it is. As most of us here are also nerdvengers, I think we could all agree that Josh is no fan of looking stupid. And as Josh is no fan of looking stupid, he would not offer even a form of confirmation to this leak unless he was quite sure of the source the confirmation is coming from. Because Josh doesn't like to look stupid. So that inclines me to think that both of these fucking things are real. Long story short, internet shaming Superman is lame, says Delta Dan. I mean, yes, that is true. But I'm trying to do a stream here, which means I have to like reiterate, re-say the same thing like for as many different ways as I possibly can just to increase watch time. So shush. Unless he, well, Grodd, Gorilla Grodd on his own is dope. I don't need an army of mutant monkeys at a keyboard specifically ratioing Superman. I don't need that shit. This movie doesn't need that shit. Now, if you wanted to bring in Grodd by himself doing badass Grodd things, I'm here for that. I will not complain about Gorilla Grodd doing Gorilla Grodd things. This is going to be a bit ridiculous. Like, honestly, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the mutant monkeys that are allegedly in Fantastic Four. I guess I'm just not a big fan of large amounts of mutant monkeys unless it's unless it's a Planet of the Apes movie. I guess is what that boils down to. But yeah, ratioing Superman using an army of mutant monkeys. Hashtag super shit. Fuck's sake, dude. Now, if they put this in there, if they keep it to like just some little, 3 to 5 minute chunk of the movie and then just let it go, like the whole thing, him being ratioed, all that shit. What's up, Be Positive 99? Welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by. If it's just a teeny little thing, 3 to 5 minutes max. Steve, what's happening? 3 to 5 minutes max. Okay. Cool. Oh, we're going to get to that, Be Positive 99. We will get to that, I promise you. And again, thank you for stopping by. Hit some buttons, would you? Like the like one and the subscribe one, the notification bell one. That'd be really dope. I appreciate it if you do that. Hope you have fun. I think you will. Yeah. Unless it's a very, very, very small thing, like if they spend time on this bullshit, my God, the DCU is going to be over before it fucking starts. Like real talk. Thank you, Be Positive 99. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Darboyd says even that still shows a lack of creative integrity to me. Oh, I'm not arguing that point. I am not arguing that point at all. It's gunning, and that's what we've all honestly. I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, that's what we've all been worried about this entire time. As soon as he announced himself as the writer and director, that's always been the biggest question. How is Gunn gonna gun? And if this is true, Gunn's fucking gunning, and it ain't good. That's not good for Superman. Gun all you want on Creature Commandos. If Zazie lets you make an Authority movie, gun all you want on that. Gun all over the Authority. Gun all over the Creature Commandos. Sweet Jesus. Do not gun on Superman. Pause. Ugh. Yeah, just we'll see. Maybe there's a way that this and the Conquering Kryptonite, Conquering Kryptonian, plot point can be done to where we're going. He fucking pulled it off. That could happen. It could happen. I hope it happens. Like, I don't want Superman to suck. I love Superman. Superman on the big screen did not have a good run between Superman 2 and Man of Steel. At least not for me. Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to Supergirl. I think Millie Alcock's going to kick ass in that. And Momoa is Lobo. Fuck. Oh, yeah. I believe the answer to that question, break yourself, is no. Oh, you're damn Skippy, Delta Dan. So, I mean, like Jim Carrey said in Dumb and Dumber, so you're saying there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance that the Kryptonians as Viltrumite thing and hashtag super shit could be executed well enough to not destroy the movie for us. It's possible. It's possible. I don't know how likely it is, but it is possible. Dean Cain's real name is Dean Tanaka? I don't know. It would explain certain tendencies of his features, though. But yeah, so there's that. Oh yeah, and also Just in terms of DC in general, they have shelved Sergeant Rock. Evidently, Clayface is still on. James Gunn himself tweeted or shared Blue Sky or threaded or something about that the other day. According to him, Clayface is on. Still ongoing. Gonna be done. Sergeant Rock has been shelved. It's been reported that there have been multiple directors that have had offers made to them that have been like, I'm good. I'm good. What up, Griff? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Delta Dan. That's my Discord. Y'all join it. That is a beefy mic I have here. Mrs. Chillin surprised me with a sure. Henry Cavill will be the new James Bond. I don't think so. Henry Cavill's got a lot going on. He has a Highlander movie to make still. I think there's another one. He also has a whole Warhammer universe to build with Amazon. So, who's going to be a new Wonder Woman? Nobody fucking knows. We still don't even know who the new Batman is yet. I mean, James Gunn hasn't even talked about the character of Wonder Woman. The closest he's come to talking about Wonder Woman is a show he wants to make for HBO called Themyscira, which is their island. Hell yeah, I love beef in my face. Fucking perfectly cooked and seasoned ribeye. Put that beef all up in my face. Ain't nothing wrong with that, motherfucker. You like beef in your face, too. Yeah. So, yeah. So there's issues. Like, multiple directors have been like, nah, man, I'm good. Do you know that's you know what? You know who that does not happen to? You know who that doesn't happen to? Studios in good shape. Studios in good shape don't get turned down by directors unless they have legit scheduling conflicts or something. Studios that are in good shape don't get shot down by 5 actors, as it was the case with Lucasfilm and their new Starfighter movie. 5 actors said thanks, but no thanks to Lucasfilm. That's not the sign of a studio that's in a good place. Making chicken thighs on the cast iron right now. Nice. So there are, just like there are Lucasfilm Glazers that will die like idiots on the Lucasfilm is just fine hill. I didn't know there was a Turkish Superman movie. That's wild. The Return of Superman, 1979. Interesting. Stu, when you out to barbecue on your Weber? Superman Junior. Interesting. Fuck was I just saying? God damn it. I allowed myself to do it again. Son of a bitch. Right. Right. Yeah. Directors don't say thanks, but no thanks. Actors don't say the thanks, but no thanks. If your studio's in good shape. So, DC Glazers, Gun Glazers, Warner Brothers Glazers, no matter what y'all want to think, the rest of us know because we pay attention to things like evidence. That Warner Brothers is in trouble. DC is in trouble. Now, they can get out of trouble. Warner Brothers is kind of actually having an okay year between Minecraft and Sinners. Thunderbolts is good, but overrated? Maybe. Maybe not. Deadpool and Wolverine was fun, but overrated. That's more acceptable. Like, yeah, it's like in terms of a cinematic feature, like on a technical level, story, plot, character. Yeah, not great, but plenty fun enough to where unless you wanted to be in that frame of mind, you did not care. Like, it's a Deadpool movie. Why are you analyzing it to that level in the first place? Some movies are just you don't waste your fucking time throwing that level of scrutiny on them. Anything Deadpool is one of those. You just don't bother. Yeah, but they didn't even do that part right. They didn't even do cameos right. Um, yeah. So, yep. Stupid ass leaks, potentially movie ruining leaks for Superman. Supergirl looks really good. There's a lot of set photos out there. Momoa looks dope. The Supergirl suit actually looks good. I still fucking hate the Superman suit. Still fucking hate it. Still fucking hate it. The movie might turn out to be the bomb. Still gonna hate the fucking suit. The shit's ugly as fuck. Anyway. Yeah. So Superman might be in real big trouble. DC already kind of is. Warner Brothers definitely has been. Although, again, Minecraft, help. Sinners, helping. So, well, they can't legally. Someone would have to dig it out of whatever digital hell it's currently locked in, if that even exists, because yeah. Isn't that the one that Zaslav eliminated for tax purposes? This is. Yeah, that's never going to see the light of day. Legally, it cannot. Yeah. That girl would have made more money than Joker 2. I don't know. I feel like that probably would have wound up being like DC's version of the Marvels. So it'll leak one day. I imagine it will. That's why I was emphasizing they can't release it legally. Technically, leaks are not legal. So, but yeah. All right. Enough about D-Sizzle. Those didn't help, but that movie was bound to bomb no matter what, just because people were sick of Marvel, and that movie had the misfortune of being the one that people decided that that's the one they would make an example of, and therefore they did. That movie was not as bad as its box office made it seem. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not great, but not only 200 million bad. The Sinner's Anew from Dusk Till Dawn, from what I understand, no. No, from what I understand, that movie is fucking quality from top to bottom. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love From Dusk Till Dawn, but not because it's a cinematic masterpiece. Sinners, on the other hand, is gaining a large reputation of being like actual, a really high quality cinematic creation. Excuse me. Which movie is better, The Marvels or Wonder Woman 80? The Marvels. Hands down, The Marvels. Wonder Woman 84 is fucking... Oh my god, that movie is so bad. Holy. Oof. Yeah, no. Wonder Woman 84 is bad. The best Disney live action movie from animated to live action? Oh. Well, I haven't seen all the... Actually, I haven't watched all the live action ones. Like, I didn't watch live action... Have I watched live action Aladdin? Maybe once. And didn't watch live action Beauty and the Beast. And if you want to call The Lion King live action, I did see that. I'm not watching Snow White. I haven't watched The Little Mermaid. I don't know. I barely watched any. I just don't really care. I just don't really care about them, honestly. No. Anywho. Enough about DC, which unfortunately is quickly, at least in my mind, going from Detective Comics to Dipshit Central. At least on the movie side. Fucking actual DC Comics is killing it. The Absolute line is dominating, bro. I have the number ones for the Trinity. I don't know how many issues I'm behind on those now, but I have the number ones for the Trinity. Yeah, DC Comics killing it. DC Studios dying, maybe. Ain't killing nothing. At least not yet. Except probably Sergeant Rock. Should we be reviewing female-centric superhero movies such as the Marvels with the same standards as male-centric superhero movies? Yeah. We'd be reviewing movies with standards. I don't care who's the lead. I don't care what it's about. There's good ways to make movies and bad ways to make movies. You know? That's pretty much all there is to it. If you make a movie the right way, I don't care who the lead is or what they do much. And if you make a bad movie, again, I don't care who your lead is or what they do much. Like, you either made a good movie or you made a bad movie. End of story. Movie can be female-centric even if it has a male lead. That is true. But regardless, the only thing that matters is, okay, is the story good? Does the plot make sense? Was it acted well? Was it shot well? Was it edited well? That's it. First Wonder Woman was good? Yes, it was. Yeah, that's what you evaluate movies on. A lot of people want to make it a lot deeper than that, and it's not. Did they write it well? Was it acted well? Was it shot well? Was it edited well? I already forgot the fifth one. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah. Did the plot make sense? I mean, you can knock it down to this particular, you can break each of these down, but you can knock it down to this holy trinity. Writing, acting, production. All of those can be further broken down. But that's your foundation. Writing, production, acting. You nail that shit, nothing else matters, or nothing else should matter. Because the shit should be enjoyable. Period. If that shit gets done right. Or at least enough of it. Speaking of, Thunderbolts! I know most of you have seen this shit, chat. You didn't mind Ms. Marvel? You talking about the show? Yeah, that was actually a decent show. It was just yet another one in the long line of Marvel Disney Plus shows that started off fairly strong, did pretty decent through the middle, and then for whatever reason they could not land the plane in the finales of most of these shows. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with these what was happening, but yeah. Like most of the shows I didn't mind until the finales. Now, Secret Invasion, that was garbage from start to finish. Thunderbolts reminds you of New Mutants from 2020. Is that the one with Arya Stark and Anya Taylor-Joy in it? Because I still haven't gotten around to watching that motherfucker yet. Still haven't watched Ms. Marvel. It's fun. What's her fuzz? The actress. Iman Vellani. She's very endearing. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't watched that yet. But I watched Thunderbolts today. And I gotta tell you, damn fine movie, folks. Easily top 5 of this saga. If I had to throw it into the, rank it inside the Infinity Saga, I would put it probably, excuse me, on the level of, early Phase 3. It would probably fit in an early Phase 3. Quality-wise, good fucking movie. In general, I must say, it started off a little, okay, all right. I mean, I always appreciate when you save, guinea pigs and other kind of pets, so that was cool. Never leave the guinea pig. Hashtag never leave the guinea pig. But once that motherfucking movie got going, my goodness. Lewis Pullman is the best part of Thunderbolts. I don't know, Pew Pew's right up there. Those two definitely were the standouts, I gotta say. Yeah, but once it got going, it was pretty cool. Yeah. Lewis Pullman as Bob / Robert Reynolds / Sentry / The Void was really good. probably because she's playing a minor, or at least was at the time. They may have made her an adult now, I'm not sure. But during Ms. Marvel, she was supposed to be like in high school still. So that's why. That's funny. Yeah, Lewis Pullman was peak. He played the part of the character, each different part of the character, super well. Yeah, that's why the show they're allegedly going to be in is called Champions. Um, you met the Marvels? Oh, okay. Um, yeah, so Lewis Pullman killed it. So many aspects and motivations and ways of thinking he had to play, and he nailed them all. And the lovely Florence Pugh, damn fine job. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, she was really, really good. Not all of her monologues hit super well, but overall she was at her best um during exchanges. Like her and David Harbour together. So good. So good. There's a scene in the third act where they're on the street having a heart to heart. Awesome, Brennan. And like, you're used to seeing David Harbour's Red Guardian being a goofball most of the time, but like when he had to 86 the goofball and turn the serious guy up to 11, he fucking did it, and it was really, really good. Um, yeah, U.S. agent guy, Ghost. I mean, they were good. I mean, they weren't outstanding, but they were good. Um, can't really say a lot about Taskmaster. Just can't really say a lot about Taskmaster. Um, I mean, Julia Louis Dreyfus was Julia Louis Dreyfus. Her assistant, she was okay. Bucky was aight. He was a little bit less in the forefront than I thought he was going to be, but it didn't bother me. I was just like, oh, okay. No one saw that coming. Yeah, I was anticipating that particular event, and I know most of us okay, spoiler alert. In case you were not aware, somehow. I mean, obviously, if you're outside this particular bubble, you would not be aware. Um, but if you are in this bubble, then you probably were already aware that Taskmaster was not making it out of this motherfucking movie. Like, even before we did not see the actress's name during the chairs, we kind of knew that. So, but I gotta say, Even though I knew she was going to fucking die, I was not. I said spoiler alert, Brennan. I was not expecting it to be quite so abrupt. I was expecting, maybe a little drama surrounding it. Maybe a final quick exchange, maybe a little baby speech. Um, didn't get any of that. Didn't get any of that. What you got was a really badass move by Ghost and then the end of Taskmaster. Just like that. Oh, you're being sarcastic. You gave her 5 minutes? Is that on the high end for you? Why did they kill Colby Smalt? Yeah, yes. Should be Colby Smolders. Not Smolders, should be Smolders. Yeah, that's Maria Hill's a fine looking woman. Maria Hill is most definitely a fine looking woman. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was a dumbass decision in a whole line of dumbass decisions when it came to that fucking show. Like, honestly, my favorite part of that show wasn't even Sam Jackson. It was the British lady. She was fucking awesome. I don't know the actress's name or the character because fuck that show, but she was awesome. So long story short, guy who's going to smoke RDJ Doom. Delta Dan. No. No. How did Bucky get 4 Thunderbolts from the desert to an airbase? I don't know. It's when it comes to questions like that, Josh would say, "Don't think about it too much, too much." I just say, it's a comic book movie. Sometimes things are just convenient. They have to be. Otherwise, comics wouldn't work. And therefore, comic book movies would not work. So I really don't give a fuck how he got how they got from where they were to where we next saw them. I don't care. And that's just me. But like something, if you get too outlandish, I'll be like, okay, that's just a gigantic ass plot fucking hole or something. Yeah, like this is we're talking comic book projects here. Exactly, plot armor. But we're talking comic book projects here. In order for anything comic booky to be comic booky, plot armor is required. MCU used to be more logical. Did it? Did it? I don't think so. There's plenty of plot armor in the Infinity Saga as well. Plenty. But there should be plot armor in comic book anything. Otherwise, I mean, if we're being real, you know how often the good guys would lose unless bad guys were being plot armorly stupid? Literally have every villain be smart enough not to give a final speech with their plan and just pull the fucking trigger. Not try and get fancy with it. Just Shit, am I allowed to do that on YouTube? God, I hope I don't. Hope I don't. Sorry, but you know what I'm saying. Like, plot armor is essential for this kind of stuff, be it comic book stuff, sci-fi stuff, fantasy. A lot of fiction requires plot armor. The style of fiction determines the level required, but plot armor. Exactly. Except for when they took out the Jawa transport in A New Hope. Then their precision was legendary. At least the shots were too precise to be sand people. Brutal. What's happening, my guy? So, but that's the only time stormtroopers could shoot worth a damn in Star Wars ever. And we didn't even get to see it. It was described in exposition. Thoughts on Predator Badlands? Bring it. Predator Killer of Killers? Bring that shit too. I like Predator. Predator is a fun franchise. It's not a franchise I expect, like, cinema from. Yeah, I did get a big puffer. I'm trying a new one. Well, I didn't want to try a new one necessarily, but my last puffer died at a very odd time. And so I had to go to 7-Eleven because that's what was open, and this is what they had. So there it is. Yeah, no plot armor, Mission Impossible, or Fast and Furious either. Exactly. Predator 2, Danny Glover, the most underrated sci-fi movie of all time. I don't know about of all time, but it is underrated. Alien 3. Maybe a little. Maybe a little. But, fuck. Oh, yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah. Overall, it was pretty good. I liked... I'll tell you what I really liked. I thought it was cool that they had them just doing individual shit. These motherfuckers are in the streets and they're in trouble, like scenes. You know, the one we saw in the trailer, obviously, with Bucky deflecting the van. Red Guardian literally just allows himself to get blasted by, like, ginormous ass chunk of concrete with rebar sticking out of it. Saves a little girl, at least for a minute. Like, anyway, there's a few things where they're just saving people on the street, and then when things appear to calm down, they get applause. Or actually, I think it is actually after things get calmed down. Now. When they go into the void, and in a lot of discussions prior to that, the mental health is a thing in this movie. There's a lot of talk about depression. That is part of what they turned the void into. Excuse me, as far as Sentry goes. I think they did a damn fine job. 78 kills in one game? God damn. I think they did a damn fine job with the mental health aspect of this movie. I will say this. If you are like me, and there's one scene towards the beginning of the movie where Yelena and Bob are talking about, dealing with depression and similar emotions. And Elena's like, you take him and you shove him way down and bury him, close him off. She later learns that's a boo boo, and let's just say a lot of this, a lot of the way they handled that, the conversations, the way the actors handled the emotion part of it, and how they, presented it, was very, very well done. And if you are like me, who made the mistake of following Elena's initial advice, and let me tell you right now, that only works for so long, and then your brain's like, hey, overload, motherfucker, and just lets everything loose. So yeah, if you have way, way, way decades overdue unresolved trauma, it's going to be a bit of a gut punch. At least it was for me, but also for a movie, it was written so well, you felt like they knew. At least the writers fucking know. It was a gut punch, but at the same time, it was... I mean, intellectually it's not just you, but... at least a couple of them writers been through some shit. Like, someone there knows. And it's nice to know. Same here, Brutal. Same here. And also pause. Sorry, but that's me. So, yeah, if you've got way too long buried unresolved shit and you know it, this wasn't trite to write, Trite. It was not trite. It was not condescending. It was not lazy. It was not mocking. It was rough. But also reassuring, because right there on the fucking big screen in front of your face, you can see all over someone else knows too, man. The movie that knew what it wanted to do and literally just went in for it. Yep. Yep, and then did it well. Did it really, really well. And that is actually how the Void gets beaten. And it makes a hell of a lot more sense than a similar win with the power of love and friendship that we experienced just a few months ago. This one makes sense. This one is organic. Like the other one, they really didn't have any other way of doing it, but because punchy kicky versus that kind of power, you need like some kind of out of the box way to do it. But this one was earned. 100% earned. As well as making total sense. But the earned part is what counts. Brave New Worlds didn't feel earned. This one, fucking earned. And then at the very end, Valentina being Valentina and always up to something. Oh, yes, I watched The Boys and Gen V. Clapton, Bromerica, Fave New Turd. Oh, my God. Really brutal? That's bordering on some shit right there. Like, I'm not going to lie. The Bromerica part, dude. Careful with that. Invincible, yes. I love Invincible, too. And also Gen V, which we should be getting that sometime this summer or fall, I think. But yeah, how she suckered them into the press conference at the end, that was hilarious. Yeah, I watch Invincible. That's why I'm much more familiar with Viltrumites than I am Saiyans. I've never watched Dragon Ball. So that's why I kept referring to the Kryptonians as Viltrumites rather than Saiyans, because I'm much more familiar. Because I watched Invincible. Never read the comic, just watched the show. Were they doomed in the end? No. But yeah, so Val suckered him into that press conference, announced them as the new Avengers. Of course, them letting her get away with it and Yelena being like, "We own you now." That was awesome. That was like pretty much how. Didn't the movie end right after that? She's like, "We own you now." Smile, smile, cut. Oh my God. The credits. Did you guys pay any attention to the headlines on those articles? Because sweet Jesus, that shit was fucking funny. B-Vengers. So many hysterical magazine covers and newspaper headlines and magazine. Oh my God, that shit. I wish I could remember. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, underrated. Right up until they make Galactus a space fart, yes, that movie is underrated. And then they made Galactus a space fart and fucked it all up. But yeah, setting aside galactic poop or galactic gas, that's a very underrated movie. Like, they did Norrin Rad so well in that movie. Exactly, brutal. Yeah, they did Norrin Rad so well in that movie. Now, let me, in case someone wants to bring this up, let me just say again. Would it be better if the first surfer we saw was Norrin Rad? In general, yes. Well, all they ever showed was the cloud. So they made Galactus a big old space fart and fucked it all up. I saw that Delta Dan, and frankly, a little whiskey in the throat doesn't sound bad. Whoop-ah! Do you? Maybe I'll have to go back and watch that. Too bad we didn't actually see him. Like, we are straight up going to see that motherfucker in First Steps. Like, there will be no doubt, no nothing. It's going to be Big G himself strutting through the streets of New York, probably looking for Franklin. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Silver Surfer. Right. Would we all have preferred seeing Norrin Rad from Jump? Yes. Is there anything wrong with that? No. However, I personally do not have a problem with the first MCU surfer we see being Shalabal, because That's not the 616. As long as the 616 or whatever they're going to call Marvel after the soft reboot after Secret Wars, as long as that universe's Surfer is Norrin Rad, I'm good. I don't care if they have Shalabal, Silver Surfer, and Fantastic Four First Steps, because that does not take place in the 616. And that universe is getting destroyed. Not in the Fantastic Four like we thought, but in Doomsday. But it's getting toasted. And so is she. So, who the fuck cares? If we're getting Shalabal before we're getting Norrin Rad. I mean, she was the Surfer in a different universe in the comics, and now she's a Surfer in a different universe in the movies. Galactus versus the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Ooh. That's a tough one. I gotta think about that shit. Yep, Nova's another option, which would have been fine. But was she a surfer or was she just a herald? Because not all heralds are surfers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't complaining about a sexy Silver Surfer. Stay Puft because he's magic based. I mean, that's fair. What do you mean? Did I say something weird about a herald? But, yeah. So, long as it's Norrin Rad in the main universe, I don't care what other heralds you fucking use at any other time. Unless you're going to go in comic chronological order, in which case the first herald was not Norrin Rad. I don't remember the homie's name, but it was not Norrin Rad. If I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure. If someone wants to check me on that and correct me, please feel free. I'd rather have the accurate info relayed to me than not. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Break Y'all Self. So, hope the ballerina John Wick is good. Yeah, me too. Stay Puft consumes Galactus and becomes the new devourer of worlds. I mean, maybe. Maybe. So, all right. That was the end of the movie. And then there was all those hilarious headlines and fake articles and shit. Oh my God. For me, that was the funniest part of the movie, was all the shit going on behind the credits with the magazines and shit. Stay Puft likes dirty? Oh, most assuredly. Excuse me. Excuse me again, please. Thank you. So there were two. Well, there was a mid-credit scene. If we want to be pedantic, in general, people would just say there's two post-credit scenes. If you're feeling pedantic, there was a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. The mid-credit scene was just a much better manicured Red Guardian in a grocery store doing the usual Red Guardian, making it weird around strangers, Red Guardian things, and that was it for that one. Then there was the one that it had come out was a record-long 2-minute and 47-second post-credit scene, which set up a couple things. Ooh, I love that movie, Be Positive. I love The Long Kiss Goodnight. That movie's great. Plenty of plot armor in that motherfucker, too. Anyway. and can break down into tiny Stay Puffs and hassle Galactus from inside. Pause. All right, so the actual post-credit scene, the second after movie scene. So our new Avengers, as they were dubbed by Val at the end of the movie, have their own headquarters. They have their own uniforms. The logo is actually pretty dope, by the way. They are government sponsored, but evidently, Sam Wilson is not pleased. Evidently, he's trying to form his own team, as he was supposed to at the end of BNW. But evidently, he's being a bit of a prick about it, because they're talking about how he's literally suing them over the Avengers name. Like, what are you doing to Sam Wilson's character? They're literally fucking him up more. Like, I don't know if anyone else that's seen the post-credit scene has come to that conclusion, but they are literally fucking Sam Wilson up more by making him a whiny, suing little bitch. If I'm fucking Anthony Mackie, I'm like, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, I would be pissed if I'm Anthony Mackie. So pissed. Hopefully Sentry doesn't turn Pedro Pascal on cheese strings. Well, he's not using his powers currently because he's scared of the Void coming back too. So right now he's back to just being Bob. But he does the dishes. Oh, I'm sure he's gonna. Brutal, I am 100% sure it's gonna be something like that. He'll have no choice but to risk becoming the Void again. And he'll have to whip out his Sentry powers. And the blonde hair dye. He'll have to get his M&M on, then get his suit on, and then go kick some ass. Also should have taken the serum. Oh, you meant Wanda? Yeah, oh, I know. Oh, you meant Wanda? Okay. Yeah, that would be a bummer. Well, the rumors are she's going to be on what she thinks is a redemption arc. Actually, that reminds me. Cosmic Circus did their Q&A, and I keep forgetting about that shit, but we'll get into that another night. So, anyway, they're talking about that. Red Guardians being goofy with some outfit, like wanting to call themselves the New Avengers with a Z at the end. So no copyright problems. But then something happens. Of course. Their computer system detects a ship. They have the satellite scan, and then it comes back saying an extra-dimensional event has occurred. So, and when the satellite pulls up the image, after calling it an extra-dimensional event, it's a rocket ship. It's a rocket ship. It is long. It is silver. It has a main central rocket and like 3 prongs, each with a rocket. And then it rotates. And then he sees the Fantastic Four symbol. Oh, by the way, that scene occurs 14 months after the end of the actual movie. Now, is Scarlett Johansson back in the MCU after suing the MCU? Yeah, probably. At least for Secret Wars. Maybe Doomsday. But yeah, she's going to be back for at least one of them. Brutal. I mean, I'm feeling like Doomsday is going to slap together a bunch of current heroes and then kill them off again just to try and clean the slate before the soft reboot. Well, Doomsday is going to be mostly about killing Fox heroes. I feel like I don't really have any evidence to back that up. Well, at least not a lot. I mean, a long time ago, Feige said that Secret Wars was one of the reasons, or one of the goals of Secret Wars was to give was to finally give the Fox Marvel characters a decent send off. So, I feel like Doomsday is going to have a reasonable body count, and I feel like most of that body count is going to consist of Fox characters. She'll be back. I mean, can you imagine the blowback from the entire, like, even normies if she don't come back? Like, if she's the only one that doesn't, people be like, "What are you doing, bitch? I want to forgive you, but I don't know." Is Spike going to become the new Stan Lee and make cameos in all MCU movies from Phase 6 onwards? I don't know. I mean, she could pass. I just don't know if that would be a wise business decision. Or at least a wise PR decision. I think that would be a horrible PR decision. I think that would be a very bad PR decision. Especially if she ends up being, like, literally the only one that does. That would be not good for her. So, here's the... let's think about this post-credit scene for a minute, though. I mean, setting aside the... you know, my team's the Avengers, but we're government-sponsored, but, you know, that... but I'm gonna sue your asses because I'm Sam Wilson and I'm gonna win somehow or other. Jesus Christ, they are torching his character. Here's what we know. Why they keep giving Chris Hemsworth new Thor movies? Only the first Thor was successful. Oh no, Ragnarok did really well actually. Like, first Thor, good. Dark World, meh. Ragnarok, really good. Love and Thunder, dumpster fire. I mean, they're hit and miss, but they're not all bad. Right. So here's the thing. There's a weird bit of a time thing going on, but we're dealing with multiple universes, so that kind of makes sense. But so think about what we know. In this Thunderbolts post-credit scene, when what turns out to be the Fantastic Four ship turns up in the 616, the computer calls it an extra-dimensional event. Now, it's interesting because, and this is assuming this is all true, well, first of all, the Fantastic Four are The it's going to be a traditional happy ending. They're going to win. They're going to drive Galactus away. Things will be cool. Allegedly. Now, we all thought that motherfucker was going to end with that universe destroyed and them having to dip off to the 616, but evidently that's not the case. Now, come Doomsday. Oh, and Franklin's supposed to be like 3 or 4 by the end of Fantastic Four. But come Doomsday, Franklin's supposed to be like 11, 12, 13. So about a decade is supposed to pass in the Fantastic Four universe from the end of the Fantastic Four First Steps to at some point in Doomsday when their universe gets fucking destroyed. So you got to assume that point is when they show up in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene here in the 616. So obviously, the Fantastic Four universe, at least compared to our universe, is running about 10 years behind moment to moment. I mean, it's running about 60 years behind from a lot of things, but a very, like, Jetson-y 60 years, so who knows? But it's weird. But if you want to say it's 2025 in the 616, you could say it's 2015 in the Fantastic Four universe, just in terms of comparison. Because if Doomsday happens 10 years after Fantastic Four, and that's when their universe gets destroyed, that's when they're going to pop up in that Thunderbolt scene. So basically, when we're all sitting in the theater watching Doomsday, and we see the Fantastic Four universe get destroyed, and we see the Fantastic Four escape, and when they pop up in 616 in Doomsday, we can now definitively say that moment in 616 time happens 14 months after the end of the main part of Thunderbolts. And there you have it. I don't want to try and line things up any farther along than that because, oh my God, it makes my brain hurt. Any news on X-Men 97 Season 2 and Sabanur backstory? Other than the fact that after they fired Bo DeMeo, the What If writers are on it now, I have nothing. But I'm worried. I don't know what the fuck Bo did behind the scenes. I don't know what God did to Bo behind the scenes because, you know, a lot of what's been coming out about behind the scenes Marvel says they don't treat their employees some of their employees that well at all. I'm pretty sure Bo did some shit as well. But that doesn't absolve Marvel of whatever it is they did either. Anyway. Bo had season 2 practically written, and they just were no, and they kind of redid it. So I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I don't know how closely they're going to follow what Bo already had established. I don't know. I'm concerned, though, because what if season 3 is not great? And these are the fuckers that are going to be writing X-Men 97 now. Yeah, little concerned. Little concerned. All right. Get this pulled up here. What the fuck? That's fuck. Jesus. Anyway. Bum, 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 bum. Nope. Not that. All right, X-Men 97 now. Yes, that would be the same fools. You are correct, sir. Oh, yeah. There's a new Avengers logo, by the way. For the new Avengers, the former Thunderbolts. I think that's pretty sweet looking. Oh, Jareth Loveberry did not win. Does anyone know if he placed? Okay. All right. So, chat. Let us move on to some Marvel news. Actually, which order do I want to do this in? Guys, want to know officially what happened with phases 4 and 5? Wall Street Journal put out a big old article last night. About Marvel. And I'm surprised you with this one, chat. Wha-bam! Talking about some business decisions they're making lately, how they used to do a shit ton, now they're trying to cut back. And there's a lot of insights into what was going on behind the scenes in this article. Got a dip? All right, man. Thanks for coming by, Brutal. I really appreciate it, my guy. We'll see you. Whiskey. Fireball whiskey. Yeah. So, I mean, this is Marvel moving towards equality over quantity. That's not news, right? But there's information in this article that confirms Captain Jack. Nice. That confirms what previously has been, I guess, informed speculation, educated guessing. Much love, my guy. We get some confirmation of some of that. So, interesting things. So this is again from the Wall Street Journal. It says Disney wanted more from Marvel. Now it wants less. The superhero studio is cutting back TV production and fixing its film slate after fans lost the plot. Well, we had it lost for us, but anyway. And this is how the article begins. The head of Marvel Studios, that would be Kevin Feige, told colleagues recently that watching all the comic book giants' new TV shows and films has started to feel more like homework than entertainment. For some people, yes. The problem, Kevin Feige acknowledged, is that in an effort to satisfy parent company Disney's, by the way, stock's up 1.85% as of last night, hunger for content on its new streaming service, the studio behind the Avengers turned out too many movies and shows with interconnected stories. Actually, that is inaccurate. They turned out too many movies and shows that were not interconnected. That was part of the problem. Or at best, only tangentially connected. The deluge of material from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, on Disney Plus overwhelmed and eventually alienated viewers. Yep. It also stretched Feige and his team's resources thin, diluting the quality of their output. Marvel's box office sales, streaming popularity, and formerly untouchable position in pop culture suffered. Now, Feige is leading an internal overhaul aimed at getting the studio back on track. Yes, Marvel is making fewer TV shows, eventually, with standalone stories that don't require prior knowledge of the MCU. Feige is focused on fixing the studio's movie slate following recent flops like February's Captain America Brave New World. The first major test of his reset arrived this week with Thunderbolts, about a team of sidekicks, has-beens, and other C-listers who saved the world in the Avengers' absence, or at least New York. Early box office sales indicate it will open to between $70 million and $75 million in the U.S. and Canada this weekend, which would put it in the lowest tier of the company's release. Now, I believe that number has gone up. I'm going to... what does Forbes have to say? Stop it. Okay, well, Forbes is up to that by 5 million. Forbes says 75 to 80 domestic and at least 90 million internationally. So we're looking at like 165 to 170 global, maybe even 180 depending on how Sunday goes. Cinema score from fans is A-, which should lead to positive word of mouth and repeat business. 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's going to do a little bit better than what this article intimates. But anyway. Okay. Still, reviews for Thunderbolts have been largely positive. Yep. If fans like the film, they'll likely be primed to see July's The Fantastic Four First Steps. That movie story will lead directly into a pair of Avengers sequels in 2026 and 2027 that Marvel needs to be massive hits to restore its former glory. Feige declined requests for an interview. Of course, this article is based on interviews with more than a dozen people who have worked at Marvel or done business with the studio. Papa Feige. Feige, 51 years old, is widely acknowledged as the most successful movie producer in modern Hollywood. Yep. After starting as an assistant to the producer of 2000's X-Men, he was hired by Marvel that year and rose to become the final decision maker on everything from scripts to casting, editing, and visual effects. Under his guidance, Marvel released an unprecedented string of hits, including Iron Man in 2008, Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014, and Black Panther in 2018. Along the way, Marvel was acquired by Disney for $4 billion in 2009. Its crowning achievement was 2019's Avengers Endgame, which united the storylines and characters of all 21 films that preceded it and grossed $2.8 billion. A record at the time. During Marvel's heyday in the 2010s, Feige was heavily involved in film development. He deployed lower-ranking executives to supervise shooting, then got his hands dirty again in the editing room, often making significant changes and ordering new scenes. His longtime deputy, Louis Desposito, had a recurring joke. We can fix any movie if we shoot it again. On 2013's Thor: The Dark World, there were 35 days of reshoots, longer than the entire production of many low-budget films. Though the studio had a few early duds, Feige's process worked almost flawlessly for years. Every film Marvel released between 2010 and 2019 was a hit, grossing an average of about $1 billion. Fans loved that each had a distinct tone, but were bound together by an overarching narrative. The movies were seen by a small team of creative executives who came to be known as the Parliament. Movies were overseen, sorry. Most had been with the company since its founding or joined as assistants and were promoted, giving Marvel a family-like culture. Feige was the studio's beloved and charismatic dad, a creative genius from whom everyone sought attention and approval. Soon after Endgame, creative staffers began meeting in their office on the Disney studio lot to figure out where the MCU could possibly go next. In the nearby executive building, Disney's senior leadership had another priority. Chief Executive Bob Iger was launching Disney Plus as his answer to Netflix. He needed loads of new series for it and was counting on Marvel to provide many of them. Bad Bob. Bad Bob. The strategy became just expansion, said a person who worked at Marvel at the time. Feige recently told colleagues he agreed to the plan because of a zealousness to tell more stories and a desire to be an excellent corporate citizen. It turned out to be a mistake. Marvel's first 2 Disney Plus shows came in 2021. The time travel adventure Loki, which was good, and WandaVision, which was good till the end, which continued the stories of 2 heroes from Endgame in a satirical sitcom world. Both were hits. But Marvel's transition from producing a few hours of movie content annually to several dozen hours of streaming shows and films eventually broke down the studio's processes. A pair of executives oversaw each show, while Feige remained the final decision maker on every significant creative issue, even though there were exponentially more decisions to make each day. People who worked at Marvel in the early 2020s said it was challenging to secure enough time with Feige to get his feedback. As a result, they sometimes spent weeks on work that proved irrelevant once he weighed in, then found themselves with little time to implement his changes before a deadline. Desperate staffers resorted to chasing Feige in the halls to get answers. Long known as one of the most frugal studios in Hollywood, Marvel began spending like crazy. As at other media companies starting streaming services, cost was no object in the race to impress Wall Street with its big increases in subscribers. Marvel series made in the early 2020s regularly cost more than $100 million a season and sometimes approached $200 million because they included A-list actors and costly visual effects. Marvel fatigue, allegedly. The internal dysfunction began to show in Marvel's output. Viewers complained that there was too much Marvel content to keep up with, and a growing proportion of it felt subpar, which made it feel like more. If this was all good, the amount of people complaining about how much there was would be drastically smaller because they would have been enjoying it. It's only because they weren't enjoying it that there became too much. Keep that in mind. I loved it for so many years, but after all the TV shows and everything, it just started getting a little confusing and all over the place because it was not done well, said Leslie Rodriguez, a 23-year-old social media manager. Fans rejected big budget event series like the alien attack drama Secret Invasion because it was ass, starring Samuel L. Jackson. Shows the company is proud of, including Ms. Marvel, about a Pakistani-American teenager who gained superpowers, failed to attract many viewers. In theaters, Marvel's biggest hits during this period were nostalgia plays that tied up old storylines such as Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine. Motherfucker, Multiverse of Madness almost made $1 billion. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was critical to the MCU's future because it featured the title villain of the next planned Avengers sequel, subtitled The King Dynasty. But the early 2023 film flopped at the box office and was widely panned because they turned Kang the Conqueror into Kang the Queef. Employees talked regularly about Marvel fatigue. It was shitty Marvel fatigue. God damn. They worried that they had created a no new fans club in which people unfamiliar with the state of the MCU couldn't watch a new release because they'd have no idea what was going on. Meanwhile, Wall Street's obsession with streaming growth gave way to a focus on profitability. Iger and Feige began scrutinizing Marvel's costs and creative choices more closely. At the last second, Marvel decided the script for its vampire movie Blade wasn't good enough and halted production in 2023 while equipment was being shipped to sound stages in Atlanta. When production started on the 2023 film The Marvels, the filmmakers got little attention from the overstretched Feige. After Quantumania bombed, Feige became more involved, hoping to avoid a second faceplant in 1 year. And that didn't happen. The filmmakers cycled through dozens of versions of a voiceover to catch up viewers with plot points for past movies and series they needed to understand, but it wasn't enough. The Marvels, which cost around $300 million, was Marvel's biggest ever bomb, grossing just $206 million. Since Marvel's early years, Feige's Parliament has gone to a retreat every fall in Palm Springs, California, where they were planning out the future of the MCU. The get-together in 2023 was somber. Many of Marvel's movies and TV shows weren't working. The studio just laid off employees for the first time in its history. Parliament members discussed whether they could salvage plans for Avengers: The King Dynasty. They also talked about a new TV strategy in which shows would have plots divorced from the MCU, making them easier for new fans to understand. The company decided to cut back significantly on TV production. Well, yeah, just unfortunately, they already had all that shit done that they're dumping on us this year. Quantity, in our case, diluted quality, and Marvel has suffered greatly from that, Iger said at the New York Times' DealBook Summit that November. Yep. Marvel is releasing only 1 or 2 live-action streaming series annually starting next year. Yep. And has already ordered multiple seasons of some so their stories can continue without crossing over to the big screen. A senior executive is overseeing television so Feige can focus on film. That would be Brad Winderbaum, who is probably Feige's successor. Marvel's top priority is ensuring the next 2 Avengers extend the track record of the franchise, which has provided 4 of the company's 5 highest-grossing films. Around early 2024, executives decided to dump Kang and started brainstorming who would make a better antagonist for their next superhero team-up. Well, who else other than Doom? Yeah, King Dynasty was supposed to come out when Thunderbolts did. This weekend. This year. Feige had been talking for more than a year to Robert Downey Jr., who played Iron Man and was beloved by fans, about returning to the MCU. They discussed his playing Dr. Doom, one of Marvel's best-known comic book villains, but they hadn't determined when or in what film. Marvel executives concluded that Downey was the solution to their Avengers problem. They retitled the 2026 movie Avengers Doomsday with their biggest star in the title role. Feige also rehired Anthony and Joe Russo, who directed Downey in Avengers Endgame, and Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Captain America Civil War. Bringing back the talent behind a blockbuster for a sequel is one of the most expensive propositions in Hollywood, but people who have worked with Feige say he likes to go back to people he trusts, particularly in moments of urgency. To get fans excited about the new plan, Marvel had Downey take off a Dr. Doom mask and reveal himself at San Diego Comic-Con in 2024, a moment that immediately went viral online and had pants movement left, right, and center. I saw the whole announcement, and not to exaggerate, I fell to my knees, Bailey Bowen, a 25-year-old teacher's aide, said while peeking at the red carpet for the Thunderbolts premiere in Hollywood on Monday. In his introduction to the screening that night, Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier said, "When I first started on the movie, Kevin said, make it different. This weekend's box office release will show whether that's what Marvel fans want." Well, I'm telling you what, it's looking like that's what they want. The second weekend of Thunderbolts, like every fucking movie, is going to tell the story. But I think we're in for a much lower drop-off than normal. I think word of mouth is going to boost this movie a lot. In many ways, Marvel has reverted to its strategy from before the streaming boom, as if the past 5 years have been a bad dream. God, if only that was the case. As he did when Marvel Studios started, Feige has an expansive vision for his company's big screen future. The upcoming Avengers movies are expected to introduce the X-Men, one of Marvel's most popular superhero teams, to the MCU. Feige has told colleagues he has a 10-year plan for the characters. Okay. Okay. Holy schmolies. That was crazy. Holy shit. Holy shit. If y'all will excuse me, I'm going to let you marinate on that for a hot minute. Because after reading all that, and I got much more talking to do, I need a little bit of beverage, and I kind of need to pee a little. I'll be back shortly. Here, let me give you some music. Please don't leave. I will not be gone long. So you told you it wouldn't be long. All right, so what did we find out from this article today, chat? Number one, as has been talked about here multiple times, here in the basement multiple times, in the tower multiple times, despite what a lot of people have wanted to say, that, you know, people are like, Feige's lost it, he's done. Fire him. He needs to retire, yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? Those of us who knew better. Oh yeah, I still haven't set that up. Those of us who knew better. Those of us who figured out and or agreed with people that figured it out, which is more so my case in real talk. Oh, we're getting to we're as soon as we're done with this segment, be positive. We will be getting into the cast list. My shirt looks comfy. It is comfy. It's not nerdy, but it is quite comfy. It's that like that. It's not that wicking material, but it is kind of that still got that sort of silky feel. You know what I mean? It is comfy. We're getting there. Be positive. Be patient. Be positive. We're getting there. I promise. I promise. I promise. Anywho. Right. So we learned that it's not that Feige lost his touch. It's not that he doesn't have it anymore. It's not that his mojo is gone. It's because Iger fucked him by going, hey, look, we have a streaming service. Give me shows. Okay, yeah, sure, Delta Dan. And then, instead of being smart, who's that other idiot Bob that took over for Iger? What the fuck's his name? There's another Bob. I can't remember. But anywho. He took what Iger started and just really rolled hard on it in terms of wanting a lot of shit on Disney Plus. Like that was their biggest mistake. Chapek, yes, thank you, Brooke. Bob Chapek. Ugh. 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 Bob Chapek. Now Iger started it, but Chapek just rode that thing to death. But yeah, so it is 100% confirmed now. Feige didn't lose his mojo. He didn't forget how to run a studio. He didn't forget how to make a Marvel movie. Thanks to decisions that he could not control, he ended up getting spread way too fucking thin. Like all the movies, all the TV shows, and frankly, that motherfucker mostly just wanted to concentrate on the big shit like he used to. Like he wanted to devote his time to fucking Secret Wars. Like he had his plans. Now that they were getting rights back, he was getting all his toys in the same sandbox again. He was making big motherfucking plans. Or at least trying to. At least trying to. But then he had all this shit to deal with. And then everything went downhill because he had to start delegating. And the people he delegated to are like, get away with shit he never should have in the first place. But yeah, all the get rid of Feige, he lost it, fire him, he needs to retire. No, he didn't. He hasn't lost shit, motherfuckers. The only thing he lost was time. And now he's getting it back. How do we know? Executive Judge, what's up? How do we know he's getting it back? Thunderbolts. How do we know he's getting it back? First 15 minutes and the last 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. How will we further know he's getting it back? Fantastic Four. Doomsday. Spider-Man 4. Secret Wars. Maybe one more movie. But Feige is back to his old role. All up in everyone's ass again, and having the time to be, because there are fewer asses for him to be up. Yes, we are talking spoilers. I already talked about Thunderbolts, but anything you got to say, I am happy to hear, or well, technically, I suppose, read. But yeah, so that's one narrative that we can set down. The Feige has lost it and needs to retire bullshit. Nope, he didn't lose anything except opportunity to do what he was able to do in phases 1 through 3. That's the only thing he lost. And then there's that thing the rest of it, a lot we knew. Yeah, they made too much. They diluted it. It didn't connect enough. I don't know why it said there was too much connectivity. The problem was there wasn't enough. You can't follow shit if it's not well connected. One of the best post-credits in a while? Well, in terms of quality, it was decent. In terms of being consequential, oh, hell yeah. Well, Thunderbolts kind of was a little bit of Black Widow 2. Because there's actually no Black Widow 2 currently. Oh, you caught that, Executive Judge? I caught that too. I was looking at his music. I'm like, what do you... I mean, I already knew what the post-credit scene was. So, but I'm like, someone's going to catch that is not aware of what the post-credit scene is and be like, why the fuck is that in there? And then they'll get to the end of post-credit scene and be like, oh, okay. It was a long one, and since I'm saying it, you can't. That's what she said. Pause. Yeah, so, a lot in that article that we already knew. Quality was a problem because quantity was a problem. Um, I'm just happy to have it confirmed that it wasn't a lack of Feige talent, but a lack of Feige presence. But then at the end, do I still have it up? Yes, I do. The very last paragraph. Let's look at it one more time. As he did when Marvel Studios started, Feige has an expansive vision for his company's big screen future. The upcoming Avengers movies are expected to introduce the X-Men, one of Marvel's most popular superhero teams, the most popular superhero team, to the MCU. Feige has told colleagues he has a 10-year plan for the characters. Now, is that a surprise? No. That means he has planned out the entire mutant saga, is what that boils down to. Because let's face it, phases are around 10 years. Or sagas are around 10 years. Infinity Saga, 2008 to 2019, 11 years. Multiverse Saga, 2020 to 2027. A little bit shorter, 7 years. Feige has a 10-year plan for the X-Men. Closer to the length of the Infinity Saga. But on the other hand, they could have stretched out the Multiverse Saga more if they'd not fucked it up at the beginning to the point where people are sick of it. Now they really just need to get the fuck out of it and get to the X-Men because everyone fucking loves the X-Men. Practically. Post-credit scenes should only lead into the next movie, not lead into projects. Well, sometimes the next movie has to be like a congruent story. Like happening around the same time as the one you just watched. That way the parallel paths that they'll eventually bring together. Sometimes you can't always do that shit. U.S. I don't think I saw U.S. Marshals. But yeah, Feige has a 10-year plan for the X-Men. Now, when this quote or this part of the article as a headline dropped, I saw a lot of people on the Twitx being like, "You better not ignore the Avengers and just only do mutants for this next saga." Motherfuckers. Are we still not fucking paying attention? Like, are we still not paying attention? The whole point of Secret Wars is to bring everybody together back into the main timeline. Now that they have the rights back to almost everybody. They're never getting the Spider-Man rights back. People just get used to that. Not unless a complete moron somehow ends up in charge of Sony. And I mean, there's just no way. Anyway, let me post-credit scenes have gone nowhere. Most of the ones in phases 4 and 5. Prior to that, they all got tied up in Infinity War. Yeah, so there's been concern of people like worried about him ignoring the Avengers and other teams. It's like, no. He wants all his toys in one spot because so he can play with all his toys and have them all fucking play with each other. He is not going to just go, yay, X-Men, and go, fuck everyone else. No, that's not what he wants. The whole point of Secret Wars and the soft reboot is to get everybody under the same goddamn roof in the same sandbox, playing with each other. Pause. So no, he's not going to ignore the Avengers. He's not going to ignore the Fantastic Four, especially after just fucking introducing. Everyone's going to be messing with each other at some point. And he's going to be adding big-time cosmic shit. The show is temporarily on hiatus, but it's not canceled. They still want to do the Nova show. The introducing Annihilus and possibly the whole Annihilation Wave thing still on the table. What is the movie budget for Doomsday? $1 billion? I have no fucking idea. But it's probably not that much. It might be pushing like, $250, $300 million though. Very well could be. RDJ's getting $100 million. That's for both movies though. So you can knock down $50 million to this movie. Maybe even a little less if you want to count like the probable post-credit scenes. And the Russo's $80 million. Yeah, that's for both movies. That's $40 million a piece for both movies. So that's So $20 million a piece for each movie. $40 million for the pair for each movie. Anywho. Yeah, so that's just, I don't even know why people are worried about that shit. The Russos flop outside the MCU. Yes, well, good thing they're inside the MCU for these movies. Am I worried about Doomsday? No, not really. Actually, that's another concern that a lot of people have that I'm about to shit all over to. Electric State was meh. Well, that's because they weren't working inside the Marvel system. They're amazing inside the Marvel system. What are their 4 movies inside the Marvel system? Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, and Avengers: Endgame. They are magic inside the Marvel system. I don't give a fuck how bad their stuff is outside of Marvel. Inside of Marvel, you get Winter Soldier, you get Civil War, you get Infinity War, and you get Endgame. That's what you get out of the Russos inside the Marvel system. Yes, very similar to that, Be Positive 99. Well, that and the fact that Patty Jenkins didn't write Wonder Woman 1. She just directed it. She wrote and directed Wonder Woman 84. Kind of like Zack Snyder wrote and directed Rebel Moon, which was trash. But like stuff he doesn't write, like Man of Steel, he didn't write. He did not write Justice League. He can direct, he can do the cinematography, he can do all that shit. Never let that man near a keyboard or a pen or a pencil or a stylus or anything ever fucking again. He can direct all he fucking wants. No more writing for Zack Snyder. Yeah, he do be putting the chats in, and I love it. I'm getting mass engagement in chat tonight. That also helps with tell YouTube that I'm cool. Which is why I don't... Well, and I can understand why Josh complains about gambling and doesn't do it anymore, because his chat is monstrous. But gambling in a small-ass chat like mine, I really need to get that going just for the engagement. The more engagement you have in your live chat, the more YouTube's like, oh, okay. Which is why, Justin, if you're listening, you should always have gambling on. It drives engagement, which drives your channel. Also, Lillian, my guy. Anyway, so yeah, that's a silly concern. Is he gonna ignore the Avengers and just do mutants? No, dummy. No, he's not. He wants to play with all his toys. He wants all his toys interacting with each other. That's the plan. All caps. The plan. Oops. The plan. So that's one silly ass concern that's out there. Number 2. A lot of people, for some fucking dumbass reason, are trying to make a big old deal about the Doomsday script not being done. The Doomsday script isn't done. What are they going to do? They're going to do what they've done for 98% of their fucking movies, which is film the shit while working on the script, because that's what they've done since Iron Man. All your favorite Marvel movies, except maybe for Guardians. Gunn probably had finished scripts for his movies. But outside of them, that is not how Marvel does shit. Marvel will have a draft of a script. They will film shit. They will change shit. They will screen it. They will change more shit. They will film the changes. They will screen it again. Marvel does not make movies with a finished script. They just don't do it. So, all this shit about the Doomsday script isn't done and it's only a year away. You know what? You want to be worried, if you want to be worried about some portion of this movie, about it only being a year away, it ain't the script. It's the VFX. You want to worry about something? Worry about that. Although, there are starting to be rumors and hints and mentions that they've already been working on the VFX for it. Because that's another thing about how Marvel makes movies and why they don't have finished scripts. For the most part, Marvel movies, they know what they want to do for their action set pieces. They need a script to tie that shit together. That's how Marvel makes movies. They figure out the action parts first and the story beats first, and then they get a scriptwriter to put it all together and working on that as they go along. Exactly, be positive. But it wasn't just the first Iron Man. That's just how they do it. Has it always worked out? No. They're not all the movies, not even all the movies in the Infinity Saga are good. Phase 2 was kind of weak. It had the Winter Soldier. It had Age of Ultron. Those were really good. The rest of Phase 2, oh, wait. Guardians was in Phase 2 as well. It was a false positive, but that was good. But yeah, but that was Gunn, so that script was probably different. But Age of Ultron is so underrated. James Spader is the fucking man. Like, I don't care what anyone says. James Spader's the fucking man. But yeah, that's just how Marvel makes movies. So, like, are they going to just ignore the Avengers once they bring the mutants in? No. Feige wants to be in his big old sandbox and be like, I feel like having this toy and this toy interact, and then now he can just do it. Or I feel like playing with this group now. Oh, hey, look, I haven't played with these guys. Here, come here. Ooh, there's these motherfuckers over here. Come here. Hey, wouldn't it be fun if these motherfuckers here and these motherfuckers here interacted? Ooh, that's what he wants to do. So no, he's not going to ignore anybody. He wants he wants to keep the Avengers. He wants to add the X-Men. Low cinema score. What? Thunderbolts? It's an A minus. That's not low. Thunderbolts has an A minus cinema score. I believe it's around 95% for the audience score on the Rotten Tomatoes. And the cinema scores no, it doesn't. It's an A minus, bro. Thunderbolts cinema score is an A minus. Oh, you know what? I can just look it up on that. Done with this article, so. C-Dub! What's happening, man? Yeah. Thunderbolts has a cinema score of the A minus. Captain Marvel got an A. Yeah, well, Captain Marvel also came out right after Infinity War. There's a lot of recency bias in the ratings and the money for Captain Marvel. Rotten Tomatoes can be botted, yes, but it's generally not botted in a positive direction. You can't bot cinema score. Well, then there you go. There's your not botted A minus, my guy. Excuse me. Anyway. Boop, 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 boop. Yep, it's doing well on cinema scores too. Also, as well. So yeah, the Feige's back in the mix. He's fixing shit. He's got a big old plan for the mutants, which will not ignore anybody else. The script not done is also a big old fucking nothing burger. But you know it is a big deal? Saw Sinners today. Damn, it was good, said C-Dub. Not even a horror movie, in my opinion. It should have been the Blade rated R origin story. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see Sinners in the theaters. I'd like to, but as much of a horror movie as the first Blade movie is. All right. I mean, Sinners does look really, really good. So, yeah. As Josh would call him, White Suge Knight is back, motherfuckers. It's official. It's in the Wall Street Journal. And if White Suge Knight's back, Marvel will not be too far behind. Yeah. Speaking of, Chad, it is time. It's time we get to the thumbnail. The other day, Jeff Snyder. When's Mission Impossible out? I don't remember. Later this year, maybe? I don't know. As part of the trailers in front of Thunderbolts. Oh, let's see. Oh, also next May. Wait. This May? Oh. May 23rd this year. So like 3 weeks. Mission Impossible comes out in 3 weeks. Yep. You know what's fun? Um, how towards the end of that trailer, Tom Cruise is like, "I need you to trust me one last time," and it's his face basically looking into the camera. That's for us after the performance of Mission Impossible 7. That's the studio and Tom going, "Come on, one more chance, one more chance, give me one more." Like that's literally a message to us. Trust me, this one last time. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but all I know about it is it massively underperformed. At ye old box orifice. Yep. Anywho, so Jeff Snyder on the hot mic 2 nights ago got an email from a source that when in terms of reliability, when asked about that by Roca, how reliable is the source? Is this one of your most trusted sources? Is this more of like a fun source that's that is right but not like super duper reliable? And Jeff said this source fell somewhere in between. And then he tweeted out the list. Of names that I don't. You know what? Let me see if I can find. Do a little side by side here. Okay. All right. So, anyway. Everyone wants an Oblivion code. Anywho, so he read off a list and then he put it out Thursday night on the hot mic. A list he freely admits could be a little shaky. And then, of course, he put it out on Twitter, said take it with a grain of salt. So here, this is the list of the people that were not in the chairs, supposedly. I do have here a list of the chairs as well. We can look at all this shit together. So this is Snyder's list. This is the chairs. I believe even in well, no, not in release order, but there they are. Kids home? How'd he do? Oh, okay. Oh, all good. Nice. Wow. Yeah, I'm only just now getting to my final subject. Yeah. All you can say is yo. Oh, yo ho, yo ho. All right. I don't know shit about Oblivion, but now I know I could play it. C-Dub says, I get why there's a credible rumor saying that Sinners is the real reason for the MCU Blade project being shelved. I mean, it would not surprise me because obviously Sinners is a quality motherfucking vampire movie, and obviously Blade isn't yet. You know what? Forget Black Panther 3 for right now. Coogler needs to make Blade next. Where is Namor? Oh, he's already confirmed, sir. Oh, you're playing Oblivion right now, too? Oh, yeah. Nice. Ah, the Discord again. Thank you, Delta Dan. Join my Discord. Even when YouTube notifications fail, Discord's does not. And I always notify everyone when I'm doing when I do shit here. I always notify everyone through Discord. So join the Discord. What? Yeah, just order some more. Maybe start hiding them on my side. Fuck that cat, man. Ban C-Dub and Darboyd. Why? Just because they have access to the game and you don't, Delta Dan? Oh, you found him? Okay, good. Doesn't change, though. He's still a little shit when it comes to that. Exactly. Oh, fucker. Anyways. No, you're good. So this is supposedly people that are not on the chair list. And I know number one. So, Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. Nope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of these are on the chair list. Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner Hulk. Benedict Wong as Wong. Now, okay, believable. Brie Larson as Carol Danvers. Is Tron out this year too? Yes, this fall, I believe. Is it this fall or is it just later this summer? Nope, this fall, October 10th. Oh. Happy birthday to Meek almost. Okay. So, Ruffalo is as Professor Hulk, unfortunately. God, they need to make him savage. Wongers. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Haley Steinfeld is Bishop. Although no one's going to be looking at her the same after Sinners, are they? Don Cheadle's back as Rhodey. Karen Gillan is Nebula. Jeremy Renner is Clip Barton / Hawkeye, but not in his own show because they only offered him half. Fucking idiots. Iman Vellani is Kamala Khan. So far, all of these are quite believable. Denai Guerrera is Okoye. Tessa Thompson is Valkyrie. Ki Kwan is OB. Makes sense for the TVA to be in there since Loki is sitting outside of it, holding the fucking multiverse together. Blade's got to be a rated R movie. This was also, 100% agree. 100% agree. Tiana Paris is Monica Rambeau. Will Poulter is Adam Warlock. Dominique Thorne is Riri Williams. Hochitla Gomez as America Chavez, which, it's multiverse. You kind of got to have America fucking Chavez since she's the only person who can naturally travel between universes. Sophia DiMartino is Sylvie. Makes sense. Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. Concept art, folks. Concept art. Yahya Abdul-Mateen is Wonder Man, whom we will not see until this December. By the way, that's when that show comes out. Catherine Newton is Cassie Lang / Stinger. Wunmi Mosaku as B-15. Again, TVA makes sense. And that's all. TVA is also where, what's her butt is? Sylvie. Lashana Lynch is Maria Rambeau / Binary. Famke Janssen is Jean Grey. Halle Berry as Storm. Kai Zen is Phyla. Who the fuck is Phyla? Someone refresh my memory. Owen Wilson as Mobius. TVA. Chris Pratt is Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Yep. Sam Jackson, Nick Fury. Charlize Theron is Clea. Cumberbatch is Stephen Strange, although he said he was barely in it. Haley Atwell is Peggy Carter. I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, we're tired of Captain Carter. Yeah, well, might not be all the way completely. Might be a little bit of Captain Carter. It could be a couple other different versions of Peggy. Settle your asses down. Besides, Haley Atwell's hot. And then Chris Evans is Steve Rogers. No Tom Holland. Well, between all his movies and the fact that evidently Spider-Man 4 is going to be set concurrent to Doomsday, don't know why. Makes sense. No Evangeline Lilly. Well, I don't think she acts anymore anyway. No Paul Bettany. No Elizabeth Olsen. Do not believe that for a second. No Oscar Isaac. No May Kalamaui. Don't know who the fuck that is anyway. No Cox or Bernthal. No Sean Gunn. Nebula in place of him. Well, no Sean Gunn. No shit. And why the fuck would he be in it over Nebula anyway? That makes no goddamn sense. No Cox or Bernthal makes sense. They're not going to do any of that shit. They legally can't have D'Onofrio yet. Bradley Cooper as Rocket, Vin Diesel and Groot, and Maria Bakalova as Cosmo. So evidently let's see. Gonna have Nebula instead of Sean Gunn. Rocket, Groot, Cosmo. And, where is he? And Adam Warlock. So we're getting the new Guardians back, evidently, in Doomsday. And we're going to finish off the Fox X-Men. We're going to finish off what's left of the original Avengers. Yeah. So that is the alleged rest of the Doomsday cast list. Again, even Snyder himself said it's not from one of his most reliable sources. So he himself says take it with a grain of salt. And then as a refresher, here's the chairs. Hemsworth is Thor. Kirby is Sue Storm. Let's just go characters. Thor, Sue Storm, Sam Wilson, who they made look really stupid. What does Marvel have against Sam Wilson? Like, honestly, what the fuck do they have? If I'm Maggie, I'm like done with these motherfuckers after Secret Wars. Like, real talk, I'd be like, fuck you people. Bucky, Shuri, Ant-Man, U.S. Agent. There's Namor. He was confirmed in the original list. The Thing, of course, Shang-Chi, Yelena, Beast, Bob, rumored to be Sentry. Well, we know he's kind of Sentry. The new Falcon, Joaquin Torres. Johnny Storm, Red Guardian, M'Baku. Oh, by the way, I think he's probably going to be a casualty at some point. Ghost, Loki, Patrick Stewart, Xavier, Ian McKellen, Magneto, Nightcrawler, Romaine. These basically the OG cast of the X-Men. None of the first. Get down, Malice. None of the first class X-Men. Marsden, Cyclops, Tatum, Gambit. Of course, Reed Richards, and then Robert Downey Jr. is Victor Von Doom. And then we add to that one more again. Professor Hulk, Wongers, Captain Marvel, Kate Bishop, Rhodey, Nebula, Barton, Kamala, Okoye, Valkyrie, OB, Monica Rambeau, Adam Warlock, Riri, America Chavez, Sylvie, She-Hulk, Wonder Man, Cassie Lang, B-15, Maria Rambeau, Jean Grey, Storm, Phyla, whoever the fuck that is, Mobius, Star-Lord, Fury, Clea, Strange, Peggy, and Steve. And Rocket, Groot, and Cosmo. What do you guys think? A lot of this makes sense. I don't know. I mean, I guess bringing the new Guardians back makes sense. This multiverse is going to be cosmic. You can't have multiverse without cosmic, so it makes sense. And Wanda still be an Avenger? Yeah. Mud, stop it. Thank you. Yeah, she can still be an Avenger. So, yeah, I mean, Professor Hulk is just still active like normal on Earth right now. So's Wong. Captain Marvel, last we saw, she was still out in the cosmos somewhere. Kate Bishop being in New York, and it should be active. Rhodey, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle Rhodey after Secret Invasion. Stop fucking with the cord. It's going to be like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle Rhodey after that fucking dumpster fire of Secret Invasion. Nebula makes sense. Clint being back makes sense. Kamala being around, especially after she went and recruited Kate specifically at the end of the Marvels. Okoye, of course. Sure, he's on the original list, so we're going to Wakanda. And in the Hickman Secret Wars run, Wakanda is witnessed the first incursion of the 616. Valkyrie still being around makes sense. Bringing in the TVA, Ki Kwan is OB. Obviously, you have to have Monica Rambeau to bring in the Fox X-Men, most of whom were listed in the first set, and now the rest of them are this set because that's where she's at, is in the Fox X-Men universe. Keeping Riri around, and okay. Again, America Chavez, this is the conclusion of the multiverse saga, and she's the only one who can naturally travel between universes with no help, either mechanical or magical. So she kind of got to be in it. Sylvie, she's closely associated with the TVA. She-Hulk, again. All I can say about the point of including her is she's a Hulk. She's on Earth. May as fucking well. And then again, we also go back, even though it's probably from Secret Wars and not Doomsday, there's also that concept art that leaked a while back. Wonder Man, I still wonder why that show exists, much less him being in this movie. No clue. Cassie Lang. I mean, again, we saw a lot of the what you would call either the Young Avengers or the Champions in that concept art. Yep, Hawkeye and Star-Lord. Both Hawkeyes and Star-Lord are on Earth. And again, Maria Rambeau, she's over in the Fox X-Men universe. We saw her in the post-credit scene. P-15, again, TVA almost has to be involved because that's where fucking Loki's at, not in it, but outside it at the end of time. No Jonathan Majors, no Kang, no, and no. You are never going to get Jonathan Majors back. That was never going to happen. Even if they brought Kang back, it would probably be as the Council and probably only for Doom to wipe them out. Like, they would be there, and then here would come Doom, and then they wouldn't be there anymore. So I'm not surprised. They still might do that. Again, this list could be very easily could be only partially accurate or completely inaccurate, although a lot of it makes sense. And it could be that. This could be a logic-based list, for all we know for sure. But as it stands, no. As it stands, I don't see them ever bringing Majors back, especially not this for this. Maybe down the road, somewhere during the, phase 7 or 8 in the Mutant Saga. Cool. They could probably do that if they want, but right now, not fucking happening. Look at your last message. Does Star-Lord being half Celestial mean anything in the MCU? Right now, no. Odds that the Russos will come back to that? Slim. Maybe? I mean, if they do have it mean anything, it probably won't be till the next phase when they actually bring the Celestials back. Oh, there's plenty of hypocrisy in corporate Hollywood. Be positive. Plenty of it. Right. And RDJ did all that, and then they hired him. After he paid his debt. Majors is still doing that. Which is why they could hire him back. They could even bring him back as Kang, but not till the next saga. Not till the next saga. Now they could again, they could recast. But also again, what do you mean the stream's over? No, I'm still going, motherfucker. But also again, it would be to get wiped out by Doom on Doom's way to becoming God Emperor Doom. That would literally be the only point in doing anything King related. Is to help establish Doom's badassery by him bodying the entire council. If they do it right with a combination of technology and magic. Yeah. Not that we know of at this point. If they do have one, they are keeping it secret. And again, this is, even Snyder himself said this is a rumored list. This is by no means confirmed to be a final list. It could be missing names. It could have too many names. But this is what Snyder was given by someone who he considers at least not reliable enough to relay this list. Or at least just reliable enough to relay this list. Oh, in the 80s run? Yeah, he was an interesting looking cat, to be honest. Oh, Liam Neeson ain't coming anywhere near Marvel. He's too busy being the new Frank Drebin. Did you get his just totally off the wall? I'm sorry, but I have to. Have you guys seen the teaser trailer for the new Naked Gun movie starring Liam Neeson? Because sweet Jesus, where's the cast list? On Jeff Snyder's Twitter account at the In Snyder here. Right here. Oh, hey, look. Followed by Darboyd, Josh, and 23 others I follow. There's your name, Darboyd. Oh, exactly. Be positives. Oh, my God. I fell the fuck out with that. I mean, the deaths by Lollipop was... that was hilarious enough, but sweet Jesus. I miss you, Dad. I miss you, Dad. Takes off. Jesus Christ, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, right on Jeff Snyder's TwitX account. There you. There you. So, but yeah, that trailer's fucking hysterical. Oh my God. What are you doing? Bud, what are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing over there? I love my cats, but also, motherfucker. Wish they'd reboot Police Academy. Yeah. Maybe. They would have to do so well with that, though. Need Rush Hour 4. I'd be down for that. The Police Academy, like, it would be so hard to reboot that. Well, okay. It'd be hard for, like, Gen Xers to accept a rebooted Police Academy. Just like the supposed reboot at Goonies they're looking to make. Oh, no, he is. Yeah, here he is right here. Oh, you mean Peter Parker? Yeah, no. No Tom Holland right there. Wonder how Brand New Day will transpire. I don't know. Supposedly concurrently with Doomsday. And I don't know how the fuck they're gonna. I'm not a fan of that decision. Gen X and Z wouldn't show up. Oh, to a rebooted fucking Police Academy? No. Yeah, I figured that out. My bad, bro. Yeah, no. I wouldn't show up to a rebooted Police Academy. I'm not showing up to that Goonies reboot. Rebooting Short Circuit wouldn't work. They would have to change it from Johnny 5 to Johnny AI, but they could still make that work. But if they if they did do a reboot for Short Circuit, they probably would actually hire an Indian this time instead of a white dude just doing the accent. Glad Sam Jackson is back. There was no way he wasn't coming back. I just hope they pretend Secret Invasion doesn't exist. Bryce Dallas Howard is rebooting Flight of the Navigator. That's fine. I mean, that's a cool movie, but it's not like iconic in the way some other movies are. But Avengers and Age of Ultron did decent before Tom Holland was in the MCU. Yeah, well, wasn't a white dude, he's Jewish. Okay, if he's not Israeli, he's what's known as Ashkenazi, which is a white Jew. Which, ironically, the ending of Ashkenazi is spelled N-A-Z-I. But yeah, that's a white Jew. And he's very much a white Jew. Sam Jackson needs redemption from Secret Wars. He needs redemption. You mean Secret Invasion? Also, Gaia going to take over 616? No. I don't think so. Like, honestly, what they should do is pretend Secret Invasion happened in one of the universes that's about to get incursioned out of existence. Surprise! That didn't happen in the 616. Like, it'd be lazy as shit, but they should still do it. I'm not like yeah, it'd be truly utterly convenient, super plot armory, and lazy as fuck. But that's what they should do with regards to Secret Invasion. Just somehow make it obvious that happened in a universe that got blown the fuck up. Is that this 100% all legal tobacco? Why, yes, it is. One of the joys of not being monetized. I don't have to put use of 100% legal tobacco behind a paywall. And also, YouTube don't care. Because I'm not losing them ad money. So, Lotus. I just want to see play. Dude, I know. He was I think he was mocking Charlemagne. Be positive. I think C-Dub's mocking Charlemagne. I already forgot the word secret invasion combined together. Right? Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's literally all they can do, as lazy and cliche as it is. Just find a way to show us that that shit happened in another universe, and that universe got incursioned out of existence. That's what they should do. Shit, I just remembered. Whoops. Well, Geeky, if by some chance you actually watched this to this point, sorry, I forgot to clip that shit for you. um, yeah, that's what I do. But yeah, so it looks like they're filling out as many of the OG Avengers as they can. ScarJo is not listed. She'll probably be back for Secret Wars. Throwing in some of the champions here. Looks like they're giving us again the new Guardians. A few more Wakandans. Some TVA again, because Loki's in that throne at the end of time, so that only makes sense. Maslany, just basically because you're just going to need another Hulk. Because, Doom and his. Oh, fuck. Just because Doom's henchmen are coming, you're going to need another fucking Hulk. So, that makes sense. And then finishing off the OG, the OG Fox X-Men. All right. No one in chat has put in who the fuck Phyla is. Phyla Vell is the fourth Captain Marvel. He eventually evolves as the next Quasar, inheriting the cosmically powered quantum bands. Oh, okay. Oh, that's who Love's going to be. Okay, Love is Phyla. Or wait. No, it's this little girl from Guardians 3. It's the little girl from Guardians 3. Okay. Yeah, she's one of the ones they brought to nowhere. And now she's in the new Guardians as well. Okay. Yep, so yeah. This is where they're bringing the new Guardians back. In case you were wondering when we're getting the new Guardians back, we're getting them back in Doomsday, allegedly. Is Avatar 3 this year? That is a good question. I don't think so. Oh, no, it is. I lie. December 19th. So, end of the year this year. Yes. End of the year. You're expecting them to come to Secret Wars, not Doomsday? I mean, yeah. Black Adam. What about Black Adam? What does Black Adam have to do with this? Other than being a decent action movie. There's supposed to be a Spider-Man 4 in between Doomsday, but Tom isn't officially. Well, Spider-Man 4 is running concurrently with Doomsday. So we're going to get whatever's happening with him, specifically during Doomsday. Let's see Doom rip out Gaia's spine instead of Thanos, and that'll be good. I mean, I would still prefer the exact comic scene with Thanos, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be mad at Gaia getting her spine ripped out by God Emperor Doom. I would not be mad at all. Adam Warlock. Oh. Yeah, he's on the new Guardians. Yep, he's on the list. Right there, Will Poulter is Adam Warlock. So yeah, we're getting the new Guardians back. But we're getting Nebula in place of James Gunn's brother, Sean. Because Sean's, well, he's busy doing what he normally does, which is following his brother around in that leash. To be a fly on the wall of these Sony and Disney Spider-Man conversations, it'd be crazy. It would be crazy. Well, the new Running Man, I got no clue about that. I mean, I've read the book. I saw the original Running Man with Arnold. I saw that one, and then I read the book and realized that movie is complete garbage compared to the book. And I haven't seen anything about the new one other than it exists. But I think from some of the casting, I'm a little worried that they're still not going to be anywhere close to the book. But we'll see. Edgar Wright's going to ruin the Running Man. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know how much worse it could get than the Arnold version. Because if you've read the book, you know that version's pretty fucking bad. Please reboot Stargate. I'm with you there. I want Stargate back very much bad. Though honestly, I want a show back more than I want a movie. I love SG-1 and Atlantis, and I like Universe a lot. Yeah, I'm ready for Paramount, or not Paramount, for fucking Amazon to quit fucking around and get rolling on the Stargate. They've had it for how long now? I don't remember. Ever since they bought MGN. Quit fucking around. Give me my goddamn Stargate back, you motherfuckers. I'm playing fetch with a cat, in case you're wondering. Yes. Three of the cats in this house actually play fetch. Have I seen an animated movie called Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin? No. Star Wars style cartoon? Cool. When I want a Star Wars style cartoon, I generally turn on Tartakovsky Clone Wars. As ridiculous as some of it is. And let's face it, the whole Lego Knights on speeders thing on the Battle of Munilist, that was goddamn ridiculous. It was awesome, but it was goddamn ridiculous. Although I gotta say, the way Tartakovsky presented Jedi powers is peak. Free on YouTube? Okay. Cool. Cool. Excuse me. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that though. So, chat. I have concluded my thoughts and the planned subjects and all that shit. But I, of course, as always, am willing to hang out and chat about whatever, at least for a little while longer. Although we're creeping up on 3.5 hours in this bitch. I ain't complaining. I love doing 3-hour streams. General Grievous in 2003 Clone Wars was dope, yes. I love my cats, though. Have I read the Heir to the Empire books? No. I need to, though. You're talking the original ones, right? No, I need to. I'm only reading currently what I already own because we still got to move into the in-laws' house. Genndy Tartakovsky, Star Wars. Yeah, I fucking love that shit. It's on Disney Plus. Those books are fire. I know. I've heard, and I believe. What? Bring it? I'm gonna go get it for you. You want to play fetch? The whole point is you fetch. Audible is my friend. Yeah. See, I get distracted when I try and listen to shit. I prefer to put my eyeballs on a page when it comes to books. You know what? Put a pin in that, Delta Dan. Maybe we'll do that Wednesday. Wait, how short is it? What's it called? I'll see. I'll look it up and see how short it is. Is it called Heir to the Empire? Zahn. That's his name. Oh, that's not short. Oh, is it this one that just came out like less than a week ago? Talking about this one right here? Dog. Look at this motherfucker. 3 years ago. Hour 49. And it's just part one. How crazy is that? Now, put a pin in that, though, because if there's, jack shit for news, Wednesday, I'll be more than happy to watch that. So keep that in the back of your brain still, to Dan. Oh, you watched that part one from 3 years ago? They still haven't made part two yet? Fucking slackers. New Mandalorian movie thoughts? I think I I think it really needs to. I think it really needs to have a massive plot point that they've somehow managed to keep hidden. Because otherwise, it's a side quest, and a side quest is not the first movie you should be putting in theaters in 6 years. That's what I think. I think I could very well enjoy it and find it entertaining, and also think it's bullshit that that's the first movie we got in 6 years. Why so much love for Revenge of the Sith now? Because it's like head and shoulders above pretty much everything we've gotten for the last 12 years. 12 and a half years now. It's recency bias. What we've been getting recently has been ass. So like everything not Disney Star Wars looks very much better now. And also love for anything Spike's in anniversary years. And it's the 20th anniversary. And also it's the best of the three. And yes, you're right, Darboy. There always has been love for ROTS. Phantom Menace is better. It had Darth Maul. I mean, Maul is a very strong argument in favor of the Phantom Menace. However, 9-year-old Anakin is a very strong argument against Phantom Menace. More importantly, Jar Jar Binks is an insanely strong argument against the Phantom Menace. Boop. The only bad prequel was episode 2. I mean, Clone Wars ain't great. Or Attack of the Clones ain't great. It has some decent parts. Basically, it's the middle. The middle sucks ass. Beginning's cool, ending's cool. Middle is ass. Act 2 is ass. Act 2 of episode 2 is horrible. Fight scene between Dooku and Yoda is peak. Oh my god. When Yoda come in there, I was like, oh shit, please. Give me a Yoda fight scene. And then they did the force shit. I was like, all right. Cool. Bad Batch ended disappointing. I mean, in terms of the scale of the final battle, I must agree. I thought there was going to be a hell of a lot more to it than that. That was a bit disappointing. But overall, no. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with it overall. But definitely with that aspect of it. Do I know who Mara Jade is? Yes, I do. I haven't read the books, but I do know who Mara Jade is. She is she was a dark side assassin for Palpatine. She was assigned Luke Skywalker to kill. She tried, she failed, she went away. She came back. Her and Luke ended up together. They had kids. Han and Leia also had kids, except they had twins, right? Jason and Jana Solo, something like that. But yeah, no, I know who Mara Jade is. Whoever said audiobooks are your friend is 100% correct, by the way. Yeah, but I don't really have time for audiobooks. Like, I can't just sit there and listen to something like just like music. Like, listening to something is background while I'm doing something else. Like, even driving. Why can't lightsabers cut through force fields? Um, it has to do with energy waves, plasma. I mean, lightsaber blades are basically plasma, which is I don't want to watch it with the guys. Check it out before bed. I want to wait till Wednesday because I'm 90% sure we're gonna need to kill some time on Wednesday. So you can listen and work, do it every day. Well, I work in a call center, so I cannot. I cannot. You have to commute, so audiobooks get you through it. See, that would be ideal. That would be when I would do it. That would be ideal. Maybe. I don't know. I just still prefer to read books. I'm old, okay? I'm in when it comes to books, I'm in a get off my lawn mode, all right? Audible's probably the only prescription that I pay for that I feel I actually get my money's worth, says Griff. I mean, I hear good things about Audible. I really do. I would just have to decide what other subscription I want to get rid of. I can only handle so many. Or more accurately, the checking account can only handle so many. I don't even know why they still call them checking accounts. Like, I mean, some people still technically write checks, but the amount of people that write checks compared to the general population is probably about the amount of people who like Acolyte compared to the general size of the Star Wars fandom. You know? All right, y'all. I am going to call it right here. It has been awesome. I am so glad to not be sick anymore. I'm so glad to be able to stream with you guys tonight and hang out and talk this nerd talk. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys did too. Welcome again. Be positive. What was the other dude's name? Let me scroll far enough up, you motherfucker. There's some shit in the middle. Fuck. Why won't you let me scroll up farther? I hate you, YouTube. Shit. You're not gonna let me see it, are you? Fucking cunt. Ugh. Anyway, God damn it. It was. Well, anyway, you know who you are. I apologize. I know it was 3 words. Was it? Oh, it was break yourself. Yes. Break yourself. Be positive. Welcome. Anyone who is lurking, whether you participated or not in the chat, thank you very much. If you did not do so, again, please hit the buttons. If you're already subscribed, just please tap the like button. If you're not, hit all 3. Oh, dude, I anticipate you enjoying Thunderbolts a great deal. Rook, I anticipate that. So thank you everyone for being here. active in the chat, lurking, or if you've made it all the way through here on the replay, thank you very much. Buttons, please hit them. I would love it. Chill Avengers for life. Hell yeah, brother. I like that, Darboy. So, y'all are the dopest. I appreciate it. You guys, like, I know how precious time is, and y'all choose to spend it with me. So thank you for that. That's humbling. I consider it an honor, and I hope you have fun. So thank you. And Wednesday night, or wait, no, Tuesday, 8:30. Not 9, 8:30. We are going to blow through Tales of the Underworld. That drops tomorrow. We're going to gather Tuesday. I mean, if you want to watch it before then, cool, but still please show up. Watch it a second time. You know? So yeah, 8:30 p.m. Tuesday. We are going to watch Tales of the Underworld. I don't care what order they're released in. Like if they mix the arcs, we're going to watch each character, all 3 of each character's episodes together. Like I'm not if they got them mixed in release order, fuck that shit. I don't care if the first 2 episodes are Asajj and then the next 2 are fucking Cad Bane and then they go 1-1 like some weird ass playoff fucking series. We will watch episodes 1, 2, that we will skip 3 and then we will go right to 4. Or whatever it is. No. Episodes 1, 2, skip 3, 4, go right to 5. Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So that's how we're going to do that. And then Wednesday night, barring acts of God, fuckery, or illness again, we'll be back for the usual Wednesday night stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again back next Saturday for the usual Saturday stream. Those are the days that are guaranteed. Mostly guaranteed. Barring life, we're here every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live and streaming, chatting it up, talking about that nerdy shit. And then we throw in watch parties when we desire to. In this case, we're going to have a one-off this coming Tuesday for the Tales of the Underworld. And then next month, we are at least going to watch the premiere of Ironheart. Based on how that goes, we may or may not continue watch parties for that, but we're going to give it a shot. And like I said, Wednesday nights, Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. So thank you for being here. Much love. Peace. Oh, yeah. Not officially, but if they're anything like the other ones, they'll be like 20 to 25 minutes. So we're looking at like 2 hours, 15 minutes of shit to watch on Tuesday. It'll be cool. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Y'all are the best. It'll be a lot more fun to watch than Andor, so fuck that anyway. I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. You guys are awesome. You make this shit so fun to do. I love you. I appreciate you. I am grateful for you. Oh, not quite the last executive judge. There's Ironheart. Then there are the 2 animated shows, 4 episodes each, that still have to come out. Eyes of Wakanda and Zombies. And then in December, there's still Wonder Man, who, according to the list that Jeff Snyder released, is going to be in Doomsday. And then after that, we're pretty much done with that bullshit. So. One mo again. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all are the dopest. I appreciate you. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I hope to see you here Tuesday night at 8:30, where we will watch Star Wars Underworld. Or Tales of the Underworld, I should say. Featuring Asajj Ventress and Cad Bane. Two of my favorite characters. So have a good rest of your weekend. Try and have as good a Monday as possible, because Monday is Monday, and we all know fuck Monday. And we'll hope to see you here Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Join the Discord. Chit chat in there, and you'll get your alerts through there. They're much more reliable than what do you call it? YouTube. So much love, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday, hopefully. Later.